I am Oni Lasana, and I'll be portraying Ona Judd. Would you like some tea? Thank you for visiting with me. I have not many friends here in New Hampshire, but not many who I can tell my secrets. It's been a very long journey for me. Well, my mama Betty birthed me into slavery around 1773. She was owned by George and Martha Washington of Virginia. My mama and other slaves made their clothes and ran the house. As a little girl, my mama kept me close and she taught me how to seam and stitch and sew. When I was 10 years old, I went to live up in the big house to work for Martha Washington. My work never stopped. I had to draw her bath and bring her meals, mend and clean her clothes, and fix her hair. I tended to her when she was sick, and I helped her mind Massa Washington when he got sick. I waited and served her hand and foot. That's why they called me her girl. As a child, slavery was just natural. It was how we grew. When we were strong in knowing how to hide our true feelings. Tears, crying, well, that was only for the cabin with your family. Nobody could cry in the big house. Even as a child, I could see that slavery was a living hell for colored folks. Right before our eyes, we see them sell off my brothers and sisters, our friends and uncles and aunties, same way they sell off horses and cows and pigs. Same way. I was 16 when they carried me up north with them to Philadelphia for the first time. Master Washington was to be president of the country. That was when I got to see how colored folks was living in freedom. How colored folks was dressing and talking and smiling, had their own businesses, just like white folks. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that you could really see freedom. I thought it was just a feeling you had to hide. Oh, they had big parties, meetings, and folks coming and going all the time. I was always by Miss Martha's side, fixing her up to be what they called the First Lady. It was work. I wasn't allowed to say anything, but I heard everything. One day a colored man came to clean the chimney in the house. His name was Richard Allen, and he tipped his hat to me. I never forgot his face. And later on, one other day, Hercules, the cook, he carried me along with him to market. Lo and behold, there was Mr. Allen. He greeted me and took kindly to me. While I was in the line for the pepper pot soup, he quietly asked me in my ear if I ever thought I could be free of the Washingtons. I had, but I said no. I was afraid to tell him my inside thoughts. I wasn't sure why he was asking me. Maybe he'd go back and tell him. So I said no. I was living with the most wealthy folks in Philadelphia. I wore nice clothes and ate good leftovers. But as a slave, everything I did was for Martha Washington. I had no time for my own needs or thoughts. I wanted my liberty, and my greatest desire was to learn to read and write. One day Master Washington give me $1.25 to buy me some new shoes. I had to be presentable too. Well, the shoe shop was just around the corner, and it was a divine power at work in my heart. It was the shoe shop of Mr. Richard Allen. We was alone, and he told me he was a slave, and that he and Absalom Jones had a free African society now for all the free colored folks. He told me if I listened and obeyed, I would be blessed. Blessed to have my liberty, to be free. So I listened. Thank you kindly.